question that is mostly asked during interviews. The question is, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? So honestly, I do not know why they ask this. So can you tell us what is the logic behind asking this question?
Sure. See, as a candidate, you might actually think that why would they want to know where I would be 5 years from now? Because possibly the recruiter or the interviewer themselves might not know where they would be 5 years from now, right?
Correct.
But the thing is that when this particular question is asked, it is more about trying to understand your flow of thought. It's more about trying to understand what are your plans in the future. So usually, say for example, if you have to go for an outing, right? And say for example, you have to go for an outing to a place which is like say Jaipur, right? So what is it that you're going to do? You're going to start planning for it. It's not that you would just walk to the railway station and you would get into any train and that any train would take you to Jaipur, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to plan for your tickets. After you plan for your tickets, you're going to plan as to what time do you leave from here, what time you reach there, what are the places that you're going to visit. So there is a complete planning involved.
So does that mean they're asking me my career plan of 5 years?
Absolutely. So this was just an example, but yes, they want to know what your career plan for the next 5 years is. Do you have any thought in mind, or I mean, do you have a flow in which you're going to grow up the career?
So what should you not say as a response for this particular question?
Okay, so let me tell you the responses that I have received, which I have not liked all that much, right? So one of the response was, I would like to be a team leader in 5 years. Another response, I would like to be a manager in 5 years. I've also received a response where a person has told me, and many people in fact have told me, yes, that I would want to see myself in your position.
Okay.
Right. Now, I'll tell you why it is that, I wouldn't really like these answers. The reason is because you do not know what position the interviewer is sitting at. So there is a strong possibility the interviewer comes with a 15 years of experience and you're a fresher and the interviewer has just come to interview you, right? Because there was an unavailability of another interviewer, right? So it can be anything. So you need to be careful about what you're responding on this particular question. And, not only that, but when it comes to an interviewer, right? When you say that you want to be a team lead or you want to be a manager, in most probability you might not even know what the growth pattern of that organization is when you go for an interview. So what I mean by that is that there is a possibility that you're joining as a fresher. In some organizations, in like 6 years, they might make you an AVP, an assistant vice president. However, in some other organizations, it might take 16 years to be an assistant vice president, right?
So सबका hierarchy अलग-अलग होता है.
सबका hierarchy अलग-अलग होता है. कुछ में ऐसा होता है कि you join as a fresher, उसके बाद you have a level 1, 2, 3, जिसके बाद आप team lead बनते हो, फिर assistant manager, then senior manager, then an operations head, and so on and so forth, right? And कुछ organizations ऐसे होते हैं जो काफी flat होते हैं in terms of their hierarchy. Like for instance, you join as a fresher, in like a year you go to a level 1, but maybe in like about 2 years, 2.5 years, you can become a team lead. After that, you can apply for directly an assistant vice president, a vice president, and so on and so. So you don't really know the hierarchy. So that is the reason you should not give a response which is more like, मैं team lead बनना चाहता हूँ या फिर मैं manager बनना चाहता हूँ. So
specific मत करो और assume मत करो.
Exactly.
Now in that case, what is the expected answer?
Okay, so while I can give you the exact expected answer, but the thing is that it's necessary to understand the logic behind an expected answer, right? तो इंटरव्यूअर देखना क्या चाहता है? इंटरव्यूअर ये देखना चाहता है कि आप इस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को बेनिफिट कैसे करोगे, आप अगले 5 साल में क्या करने वाले हो, राइट? तो आपको यहाँ पे कॉन्सेंट्रेट करना है कंप्लीटली इन टर्म्स ऑफ नॉलेज. सो कॉन्सेंट्रेट ऑन हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू वर्क ऑन ग्रोइंग योर नॉलेज. See, at the end of it, when anyone is working with any organization, they are working for knowledge and they are working for money, right? And that's a fact of life. But when people are working for money, with knowledge will come growth. With growth, automatically money will follow. So money should be the third on your criteria because that will automatically follow if you work towards enhancing your knowledge. So the way I would ideally respond to this question is that I would, with a question coming in that what do you see yourself 5 years from now? I would say that working with this organization, I look forward to enhancing my career in terms of growing my knowledge in the particular domain that I am in. और जब मैं domain की बात करता हूँ, it can be an accounts payable, accounts receivable, it can be human resource, it can be any domain. तो वो domain पे थोड़ा सा डिपार्टमेंट जैसे हुआ तो उस पर थोड़ा सा स्ट्रेस कर लीजिए एंड से दैट आई वुड वांट टू एनहांस माय नॉलेज ऑन अकाउंट्स पेएबल फॉर एग्जांपल एंड बिल्ड माय करियर एंड आल्सो वर्क ऑन प्रोजेक्ट्स दैट वुड क्रिएट अ डिफरेंस फॉर द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एंड वर्क टुवर्ड्स ग्रोइंग विद द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. तो इससे क्या हुआ है कि मैंने बोला कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशन भी ग्रो करेगा, मैं भी ग्रो करूंगा. राइट और मैंने यहाँ पे कोई डेजिग्नेशन की बात नहीं की. मैंने यहाँ पे ये नहीं बोला मुझे ये बनना है या वो बनना. मैंने बोला है कि मेरे ग्रोथ के साथ द डेजिग्नेशन वुड ऑटोमेटिकली फॉलो. सो द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ग्रोइंग आई विल ऑल्सो ग्रो. एंड ऑब्वियसली व्हेन वी स्पीक अबाउट ग्रोथ it can be monetary growth or it can be growth in terms of designations, but that would ideally be the most good response to share during while this question is asked.
मतलब
Development. It's more about development of yourself and the organization जो आपको highlight करना है.
It's a very interesting question that is mainly asked, commonly asked during interviews. The question is, why should we hire you? Now, honestly, I don't really understand the logic behind asking this question because they had certain requirements, so they raised a request of hiring. We as candidates, we needed a job, so we applied for it. So why do they even ask this question?
Okay, so in most scenarios, when a particular position is open, right, there are multiple people who apply for that particular position. So you need to understand that the interviewer has got multiple choices to select a candidate. You might have only one interview in your hand, which you are going ahead and applying for, right? But the interviewer has got multiple candidates from which the interviewer has to make a decision or choose a person, right? Now, the reason for them to ask you this question is because they want to see if you can give an answer that is different than the other 99. So of 100 people, you need to be that one person who's different. They want to see whether you would culturally fit into this organization. Right? They want to see as to how do you plan your growth with the organization. Are you aligned with the organization's goals, vision, mission, etc. Right? So that is one of the reasons as to why they would ask you this question.
Well, in that case, what should be your ideal response?
Okay, so in terms of ideal response, I would say there are three things which are extremely important and you need to have them in your response. I think the first thing is you need to highlight your skills and your experience, right? So because this is an opportunity for you to showcase your skills and speak about your experience, right? I think the second important thing is to showcase your achievements. Right, so it is very necessary for you to see. I mean, for all the achievements that you have had in your past. If you're a fresher, achievements in college, etc. If you're experienced, achievements in your previous job is where you ideally get an opportunity in this question to go ahead and highlight them. Then the third thing also is important is how you demonstrate that you're culturally fit to join their organization.
Example.
Right? So let me give you an example. Say if there is this, so obviously there is a lot of pre-work that I would do before I even go for an interview. Now when I say pre-work, it is checking what the vision statement of the organization is. So I'll go to their website, I'll see what the vision statement is, what is the mission statement, what are the achievements that the organization has had in the last 1, 2, 3 odd years. Does it fall under the best places to work category, and so on and so forth, right? So there are multiple things that I would see and I would align myself with those achievements, right? So if I had to give you a response for this, if this is a question that would be asked to me, the first thing I would say is that the reason you should hire me, and always go ahead and repeat what they have said. So their question is, why should you hire me? So stress it with the fact that the reason you should hire me is because I come with 20 years of experience in customer service. Now what I've done is I've spoken about my experience, I've spoken about customer service, working under different domains. Example, I say logistics, and now what I'm doing is I'm also speaking to them on the domains, right? So working on different domains like logistics, like fraud detection and avoidance, or order management, human resource. So I have worked with these different domains, and now once I've gone ahead and spoken to them about my skills and my experience, the next step that I'm ideally going to take is to go ahead and speak to them on my achievements. So I would say that, and I come with, I'm a Six Sigma certified. I have worked on multiple projects, and I speak to them about 1 or 2 projects that I have worked on, which has led to a good success for the organization, right? Now, once these 2 points are covered, now the last point is to speak to them on how culturally fit I am. So I would say that I have been an exceptional team member and a team player in all my past experiences. So I think that is my strength, and I know how to connect with my colleagues as well as with the senior management to ensure that a particular task would get taken care of in the best possible time. So now what I have done is I've spoken to them about the culture, I've spoken to them, so I've covered all these 3 points, right? So once I cover all these 3 points, that is where my answer comes to an end and I stop it there.
Okay. Now, people usually leave their organization wherever they're working, because either they are not happy about something, maybe the work environment, or the current manager that they're working with, or maybe the current compensation, which is the fact. So if a question is asked, why do you want to leave your current job, then how should a person respond?
Okay, that's a very tricky question and a very interesting one as well. So while I understand that you might face challenges with your current organization, due to which you're looking at moving into another organization, in terms of money, in terms of of a manager, in terms of anything, right? It can be for any reason that you look at moving on to another organization. But the fact of life is that when this particular question is asked to you, think of what are the good things that have happened with you in your past experience, right? So first share as to what were the good things. So you can say that, I have got a fantastic opportunity in terms of growing my career with that organization. I have worked there for, like, say 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever it is. And in these 5 years, these were the achievements that I was able to achieve. However, now I think that it's time for me to move to another organization where I can explore and improvise on my skills, and not only that, which it will also work towards benefiting myself and the organization. So put it as a thought, which is not really about, you cannot go to an interview and say that the reason I want to move to your organization is because of money. Because as soon as you say that, the interviewer is going to think that, okay, fine, 6 months down the line there is another organization that will give him a 20% hike, he or she might move again.
That shows that I'm money minded.
Exactly, that shows that you're money minded. You cannot say that I was frustrated with my previous boss, due to which I want to move to another organization.
It shows that I've got adjustment issues.
Exactly, and not only adjustment issues, but this also shows that if you get an opportunity working with another organization, with a third organization, you might go and cry and crib about this existing organization.
Right.
So that is the reason you should not speak about the negatives, and you should always speak about what are the good things that have happened and what you can bring on the table in this organization. So I think that is something which is very important.
So I have to showcase a positive attitude.
Exactly, you have to showcase the positivity inside you. See, every organization will have challenges, every organization will have some good things as well. The point is, do you want to sit and cry and crib about all the challenges that you have? And the challenges can be umpteen, right? I am working in night shifts, I don't get a good night shift allowance, the coffee vending machine is bad, it is sunny, it is rainy, and all. You can come out with 10,000 reasons for the organization to not function the way you want it to function. But the point is, if you have some good things, start concentrating on that and see how you can improvise, how you can highlight those good things. So guys, if you're liking these videos, please do not forget to click on the like button, and do not forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon which is right next to the subscribe, so that you'll be getting updates on all the further videos that we tend to update. And please do not forget to share it with all of your friends who need help in terms of cracking interviews. All the best.